Good afternoon. The President will be traveling next week to Slovakia for a cabinet meeting, and from there he will travel to Bonn for the UN Climate Change Conference. He expects to address the conference's high-level segment on Wednesday, November 15th. Tomorrow, the President will be launching the Morning Dialogues, a new series of informal discussions between UN ambassadors on UN issues. The President will convene and chair the dialogues, each of which will be limited to 20 people at the most. They will include all 193 member states over the course of the 72nd session. 2 dialogues will be convened each month. They'll be by invitation only, and they'll be held under Chatham House rules. Ambassadors will be participating in their personal capacities. This new series is in line with the President's push to foster real dialogue at the UN, as opposed to the typical presentations of prepared statements. As these are not meant to be official meetings, no formal outcomes are expected. Tomorrow, the first dialogue will focus on women's participation and the inclusion of gender aspects in the General Assembly's work and processes. Women permanent representatives have been invited to this first installment. And finally, both the General Assembly and Security Council are currently engaged in the election of 5 judges to the International Court of Justice. There are currently 6 candidates vying for 5 seats. During the first 2 rounds of voting, all 6 candidates received the required majorities, so the elections are continuing and will keep going on until both the General Assembly and Security Council agree on 5 and only 5 winners. That's it for me. Any questions? Yes?
Dialogues you talk about, are the press invited to watch these dialogues?
No, these are closed dialogues held under Chatham House rules, and the purpose is so that
Press are allowed to watch things as long as we obey the rules.
the purpose of these dialogues is so that ambassadors can really speak freely, speak their minds, and it's meant to be a very informal brainstorming session. So the presence of the press would probably affect the ambassadors' willingness to speak openly, so that would kind of defeat the purpose of these dialogues. Yes, Matthew?
This event that's today from 2 to 4 on reform, does that same I mean, it seems like if it's a briefing by the Secretary General on reform, that the public and the press have some interest in it. Were you able to? I also know it doesn't seem to be in the journal either, but is there some way that?
It's in the journal.
Okay.
The venue is clarified there. It's conference room 2. It's not being webcast because it's an informal meeting. I did check with our colleagues in DGACM about this. Well, first I talked to the president about it, and he said this is a procedural matter. From his side, there's nothing to hide or anything. DGACM did want to check with the Secretary General's office, and when I came down to this room, I still hadn't gotten any guidance from DGACM on that. So it's up to the Secretary General. He'll be briefing. So I would ask that question to the Secretary General's spokesperson.
Okay.
From our side, we're transparent, as you know, so we're not trying to hide anything.
Okay.
Any other questions? Great, thanks.